Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Flower Empowered. We had some technical difficulties with the first link, so the camera and the audio didn't work. I'm hoping that everybody can get onto this one. Let me just see if I can do something to share this. Okay, I think we are actually properly live now. Hopefully, everybody can see me and hopefully, everybody can hear me. It would be really great if somebody could just put a little comment if you can hear so that I know that the microphone is working. I can see some thumbs up. And I am new to this live streaming, so I do apologize because it's maybe not very. Here we go. Great. So I can be heard. That's fantastic. Very good. So hopefully you've all had the time to take a look at the comments that I had on the previous live link where I shared some equipment you could use and also a playlist. It can be really nice to practice yin with a playlist in the background. So if you haven't already put on a little bit of music in the background, maybe you can jump in and have a look at that Spotify playlist that I uploaded. Or if you have some nice music that you like to listen to, can really make for a much more pleasant experience when you're practicing. And we're going to focus today on some poses that work around the hips. And of course, by stretching the hips, this is how we really get into the pelvic floor. It is very much the yin practice, a practice where we work on the connective tissue. And it's not so much about stretching things as it is about feeling tension in the body and allowing ourselves to relax into our own tension. But what's really important when you practice is that you pay attention to your joints. So pay attention to your knees, your ankles, your hips. You should not feel any pain in your joints as we practice. What I want you to feel is just the tension in the belly of your muscles. And I will tell you where to focus so that you feel the tension. And also to support yourself. With yin, we want to be able to let go. So relax into your own tension and let go. And we're looking not to pass our edge. And the edge is the place where you move from maybe slightly uncomfortable tension into pain. So we don't want to feel pain in any of these positions. I would encourage you to use props as much as you need to create the support so that you can let go in each of the positions. And we are just going to cover 3 key positions today, all focusing on getting to the pelvic floor through the hips. And these positions are going to be done with 3 minutes on either side. So I will use a little timer. You will hear the start time and then 3 minutes later, the end time. And I will talk you through what you need to do to continue letting go in these positions. So as much as possible, I want you to find the pose. So get yourself into the position, use as many props as you need to, and then allow yourself to let go in that position. And as you surrender, gravity will take you, your body will move, and things will open. It actually takes a little bit of time for your connective tissue to stretch. Your connective tissue, it's very much like plastic. If we compare muscle to elastic, we can compare the connective tissue to plastic. It's more rigid, but it will stretch if it's under tension. And what we want to do here is get a little bit of a stretch into the connective tissue. Now, if you go into a position and you find that you don't feel any tension, that it's just really comfortable, I still want you to take advantage of that position by allowing your body to relax and taking advantage of that relaxation. So I'm just going to check the time, and it is time to start in our first position. So I will show this from a couple of different angles. We're going to start in what I like to call twisted pigeon variation. So in this position, we are going to take one of the pigeon pose variations, and then we are going to bring ourselves into a twist. So have a prop close, so you can have a bolster, maybe some blankets close by, just in case you need them. You're going to take yourself to lying down. And then once you're lying down, you can draw you're going to keep the feet planted. You're in this hook lying position. You're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest, and then just flex the foot. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate from the hip. So the movement here comes from the hip. We're bringing the foot to rest on the leg. Now the foot is flexed, and we're going to keep it flexed until we come into the twisted position. So we're going to take the arms out. Now I have a wall in the way, so I can't bring the arm all the way out. And what we want to do is to twist the legs down so that you allow the foot to come to the floor. Now the shoulders have to remain on the floor. So if when you're twisting, your shoulder is lifting, this is where you can bring your prop into play. So you can take a pillow or something into play so that the floor comes closer. So when you come around, then you can relax the foot. And from this position, you can just let the foot be there, and you can place the hand here maybe to support the leg. You can allow the arms to be out, and then you can look away from your twist if you want a little bit more support. So doing whatever you need to. Now, if the leg is falling, it's really good to place a hand here for support. So find your version of this position. And then when you're in the position, I want you to start to let go. And we're going to be here for 3 minutes. So beginning your surrender. So once you come into your version of the pose, I want you to bring your awareness to the left side of your body. I want you to imagine softness in the left side of the body. Just allow the hip that's on the floor to be really heavy. So the left hip pressing heavy, the right hip probably slightly up from the floor. If it's still on the floor, keep relaxing it. I want you to let the right leg be really heavy. Now, as you allow the leg to be heavy, you might notice that the line of tension through the outside of the right leg moves the foot a little. It might move the leg a little. Just pay attention to your knees. You shouldn't feel any discomfort in your knees as you relax here. And as you allow yourself to relax into this twisted position, allow the shoulders to be heavy. I want you to bring your awareness down into your hips. I want you to notice where you feel the tension. Bring your awareness into your pelvic floor. See if you can feel that you are pulling one side of the pelvic floor as you relax into this twist, and you are feeling maybe a little compression on the other side. So just notice how it feels in your body. Allow the breath to be soft. Allow everything to be heavy. Try to let go of that right leg. Try to let the weight of the leg be really heavy into the hand. And notice how the body moves as the let go happens. So as you surrender, you may need to take a little adjustment. That's okay if you need to do so. You are more than halfway there. Keep allowing a deep surrender into this twisted position, letting the rib cage expand naturally as you're breathing, and then beginning to take the first of 3 long, deep breaths. As you inhale, I want you to feel that you're expanding the rib cage. As you exhale, I want you to feel the weight of your body getting heavier on the mat. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. One last deep inhalation. And if your head is facing away from your knees, just bring your head back in the direction of your knees. Bring the arms to that right leg. You're just going to bring the hands around the knee. You're going to take yourself back up. Release the right foot. So if you needed the support of a bolster or something, then you can just bring that to the other side of your body. And then we're going to start by drawing the knee in towards the chest. So left knee this time, we're going to flex the foot. You keep the knee sealed. We make the movement from the hip. So the leg rotates from the hip. So now we have the foot on the right knee. We're going to bring the arms out. We're going to lower that foot down towards the floor. So taking the twist on the opposite side. And then you can use a prop if you need to. You can place a hand on the leg if that makes it a little bit easier for you to let go of that upper leg. And it's kind of difficult to let go in this position, but I want you to do so. We're going to be in the position for 3 minutes. So as you begin to let go, I want you to notice how it feels on the right side of your body. I want you to notice how it feels on the back side of your body. Where do you feel the line of tension? Bring your awareness to the outside of the left leg. And just notice how that leg moves as you keep letting go. Try to relax all the way from the hip to the knee on that leg. Keep letting go of the tension, surrendering the weight of the leg either into the hand. The right hand may be propped underneath the leg, or just down into the foot that's pressing into the floor, making sure that your shoulders are comfortably relaxed on the floor. Notice how it feels in your body as you surrender into this twist. It's quite a subtle twist. I want you to bring your awareness into your pelvic floor. Can you let go where you feel the compression on the inside of that left leg? Can you let go where you feel a little bit of a stretch on the inside of that right leg? So right deep in the pelvic floor. Try to be soft in your body. Try to release completely. And as you feel gravity gently bringing the weight of your legs down to the floor, just be softer than you thought you could be. You have 1 minute left in this position. What can you let go of? What tension are you holding in your body that does not serve you? Try to surrender the entire weight of your body down into the floor. Try to let go of any gripping that is going on in the quads, maybe on the back side of your leg or in the hamstrings. Try to be really soft. And it's okay for the leg to move a little as you surrender it. Just try to release and allow gravity to take your weight a little bit deeper. And then starting to take the first of 3 long, deep breaths. Imagine that you can breathe into your tension. Imagine each exhalation is releasing the tension in your body. And after your final exhalation, if your head is facing away from your knees, bring your head back into the center. Bring both hands around that left knee. Take the legs back up and then just draw that knee in towards the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And just to counter this position, we're going to take a little pose called the shaking pendulum. So we're going to bring the feet out nice and wide, bring the arms out nice and wide, and we're just going to shake everything just a little. So this pose might feel a little silly, but I want you just to give everything a little rock and roll and enjoy it. And then slowing that down, we're going to plug the knees in towards the chest, and we're going to roll over to the side of your choice and come back up to a seated position. So from here, we're going to move into the next position, which is a straddle pose. Now, again, we're going to go for a single side at a time. So we're doing what I like to call the Janu straddle. So once we come into our straddle position, we're going to take the hands underneath the left knee and we're going to bring that leg in. We're going to make sure to seal the knee, and then we're going to, with that knee sealed, bring the leg down so that we're rotating again from the hip to place the leg down on the floor. Now, it does not matter how wide your straddle is. I want you to find a straddle width that is comfortable for you. And once you get into the position, if the knee is up and if it doesn't come to the floor, you can put a little blanket underneath to provide a little support. And then we're going to turn to face the right leg and allow ourselves just to relax over the leg. Now, if it's too much for you to relax over the leg, you're very welcome to take a bolster or maybe a rolled up quilt or some sort of cushions, and you can place those in front of you and allow yourself to relax over that. When you are relaxing, obviously the outstretched leg is getting quite a deep hamstring stretch. So if that's a little bit much for you, you also have the option of taking a little folded blanket and placing that underneath the knee. So doing whatever you need to get into a position where you're going to be able to let go. And in this position, again, we're getting a different stretch from left to right within the pelvic floor. So taking the position, we're going to be there for 3 minutes. And as you allow yourself to relax down into this position, just let the foot on that right leg do whatever it wants to do. So maybe it's going to fall over to the right side. Maybe it's going to fall over to the left side. Try to allow your head to hang, surrendering the weight of your upper body. And as you do this, notice if your knee pops up, that's okay. We're not pushing, we're not pulling. We aren't trying to direct the body in any way. We're just trying to feel the tension that exists in our connective tissue. We're trying to relax into that tension, to surrender. And as you surrender, your body will go in whichever direction it wants to. So maybe that's drawing you a little towards your center. Notice how it feels in your joints, around your knees and around your ankles. It shouldn't be painful anywhere, but maybe you feel discomfort. So the tension on the inside of the right leg, I want you to try to be soft, try to relax. Try not to push or pull. Just allow yourself to let go. Bring your awareness to your stomach. Just let your belly hang. Notice your pelvic floor. Notice if you're gripping around the pelvic floor. And if you are, I just want you to relax and let go. You're more than halfway there. Relax a little deeper. Notice the hip around the left leg. So that leg is bent, giving it a much gentler stretch than on the right side. I want you to notice how it feels through the back of the right leg. Can you send softness? Can you let go more of the weight of your upper body? Making sure not to pass your edge. And then wherever you are, starting to take the first of 3 long, deep breaths. I want you to imagine that you can take the breath to the area where you feel the most tension, and that the exhalation allows that tension to melt away. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. And after your last deep inhalation,
As you exhale, bring the energy into your fingers, and we're going to move very slowly here. So this is a deep pose. So as you gently press into your hands, allow the upper body to stay hanging and very slowly walk the hands in so that they come back under the shoulders. Take yourself back to a seated position. And from here, we're going to just take the right leg in a little. We're going to release the left leg out. And we're going to do a little pitter patter. So you can just shake the legs for a moment. Just we're trying to get a little bit of blood moving through the legs again. A little bit of energy, and then we prepare again to come for the other side. So again, if you needed props on the right, if you needed something beneath the knee, or if you needed a bolster to lay down on, then please do use the props again on the other side. We're going to take the right leg from behind the knee, draw the knee in nice and close, hug it into the body, and then from the hip, we rotate that leg. And we're just going to place it down. Again, if it doesn't come to the floor, you can put something underneath the knee. And then from here, we're going to turn the body to face over to the left side. Now, it's okay when you're relaxing forward if the line of tension in your body pulls you back a little into the center. This isn't about you forcing your body into a particular position. It's about letting go. So just let that foot hang out. We're not flexing. We're not active. We're not trying to pull or push into this. We're just going to surrender. So taking the pose, and we're going again for 3 minutes. So as you begin to let go, just allow that left leg to do whatever it wants to do. I want you to relax the tension around the right leg. And if you feel like you're going to kind of fall over out of the position, you can take a little blanket or some little prop just to prevent you from rolling too far over. So taking the support that you need. We're focusing on the line of tension on the inside of that left leg. So as you focus your attention there, I want you to try to resist the urge to grip. I want you to let the head be heavy, let the rib cage be heavy. Just let the whole body kind of melt down into the floor. Notice what you're doing with your hands. Can you be soft and resist the urge to grip? And then bring your awareness to your pelvic floor. I want you to notice the difference between the sensations on the left side and the sensations on the right side. Can you release any gripping around the groin? Notice your glutes on the back side, so your big butt muscles. Can you resist the temptation to grip on the left or on the right? You are halfway there. Making sure that you're not allowing yourself to melt beyond your edge. So staying away from pain, just feeling the tension in your body and allowing yourself to relax. So imagine your little muscles encased in connective tissue. We want to stretch that connective tissue, so we want to relax the muscles that are inside. Because if we tighten them, we want to relax and allow it all to become longer. Surrendering on the side of your rib cage. Allowing yourself to be really heavy on the mat. Allowing gravity to pull you. And then starting to take the first of 3 long, deep breaths. I want you to imagine expansion on the back side of your rib cage as you inhale. And as you exhale, imagine that the body becomes heavier. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. One last deep inhalation. And as you exhale, allowing yourself to gently bring energy back into your hands, bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, and very slowly, very mindfully coming back up. We want to move slowly and with grace, being compassionate towards our connective tissue. We're going to bring the hands just behind that left knee, just take it up a little. We're going to take that right knee up, and we'll just do another little pitter patter before we move into our next position. So for the next position, we are going to do a pose called the saddle pose. And the saddle pose in its full expression is quite a deep opener of the front side of the hip and the hip flexors. And in this position, we take the hip into internal rotation. So both of the poses that we've just done have worked with the hip rotating externally. Now for this, if you know that you have issues with your knee and with kneeling, then I want you to make sure that you put nice padding underneath your knee. So you can use an extra blanket to create a little padding under the knee. Now, when we come into the position, we come first into we're going to do the half version of this. We're not going to do the full version. So we're going to do one knee at a time. So for this, we're going to bring the two legs out straight. You're going to take the left leg to start in close to the body. And then we're going to internally rotate, which means that we're going to bring the leg so that it sits beside us. Now, if it's not comfortable, if you're not able to place the leg with the front of the foot facing the floor beside your body, then you can actually use your little folded blanket to create a little platform onto which you can sit. And then when you bring the knee in, you are further from the floor. Your backside is further from the floor, so it's a little easier. If you really lack the flexibility to do this with the blanket, it is also possible to just do both at the same time. So you can take the bolster and you can actually sit up on the bolster with the feet just a little outside. So rather than tucked in underneath the body, they're just a little bit outside. So I want you to do the version that feels right for you. If you take this version, you're going to actually stay in the position for both sides. So you won't do one leg at a time, you just do one side. So it's up to you to figure out which one is right for your body. I'm going to do just one side. So taking the knee in, coming into the position, and you can make a little bit, if you take the calf out of the way, you can make a little bit more space to sit down into. And from here, we're going to again go with a forward fold. Now, if you're sitting up on the bolster, I don't want you to fold your body forward. I want you just to allow yourself to slump down a little bit. Something isn't bad. It's actually quite good for stretching the back of the body. But otherwise, we're going to come into a forward fold in this position. So allowing yourself to come down into the position. Again, we're going to be here for 3 minutes. And the first thing that I want you to notice when you allow yourself to relax into this position is the pelvic floor. So I want you to notice how the internal rotation changes the compression on the pelvic floor. So it gives it a compression on the left side that is not quite the same as the right side. So again, we're doing two separate movements. If you're kneeling on a bolster, then just notice how it feels uniformly. I want you to bring your awareness to the outstretched leg. I want you to notice how it feels on the back side of that leg, the hamstrings, coming from the sitting bones down towards the knee. I want you to try to be soft. Notice what happens to that leg as you relax. Allow your foot to relax. Maybe it's falling over to one side. That's okay. Just whatever is happening here in the body, I want you to keep surrendering. The more you can release the upper body in this position, the more there is a stretch coming through the backside of the body. So the weight of the upper body pulls the upper body, the connective tissue on the upper part of the body, away from the hips. And this pulling reaches down into the pelvic floor. I want you to notice how this feels. Try to relax in your hip sockets. Imagine you can bring your awareness all the way into the center of the hips. And I want you to imagine softness. Imagine marshmallows, that soft. Try to be heavy on the parts of your body that are touching the floor, but resisting the temptation to push or pull, just surrendering your body. And as you surrender over these minutes, gravity will take you. You have less than 1 minute left. What can you let go of? Can you feel some little band of tension where your body is still gripping using a little muscle? Can you allow all of the muscles in your body to be soft? Notice your shoulders. Notice if you're holding tension there. The shoulders are a reflection of the hips. So try to allow the shoulders to be heavy. Let the head be like a weight that extends the spine. And then starting to take the first of 3 long, deep breaths. With each inhalation, feeling the expansion in the lungs. With each exhalation, allowing the upper body to be heavier. And then gently pressing the hands into the floor, and very, very slowly, very mindfully, we come out of this position. So once you take yourself up to the seated position, we're going to be very careful with how we come out of the position. If you are kneeling up, you can take one knee at a time if you're kneeling on a bolster. Otherwise, you keep the knee sealed as you rotate to take the leg out. Now we're going to take our first free butt massage of the class. We get one in every one of my yoga classes, one of my favorite things to do. So come down onto your elbows. If you're sitting up on a bolster, you can come off the bolster for a moment. We're going to just bring the knees, windscreen wipers, from one side to the other. And as you do this, roll over your glutes and just feel how nice it is to massage your own bum using this little motion. And if you need to get a little deeper on a particular part, you can come up a little bit higher, or you can go down a little bit lower. Do whatever you need to do so that you get the massage that you want. Lovely. So we always counter our yin poses with movement. And slowing it down, coming back, we're going to take the position on the opposite side. So again, we're going to bring this time the right leg in, nice and tight to the body, left leg out, taking whatever props you need. So if you needed to elevate your hips, either up on a bolster or on a blanket, please go ahead and do that. Seal the knee, and then we're going to rotate from the hip. And when we rotate, if you need to, you can remove the flesh of your calf so that you get a nice kind of tight position here that you can start in. And again, when we allow ourselves to come forward in this position, we don't want to flex the foot. We're not pushing or pulling. There's no effort involved here. This is just a surrender. So as you begin the pose, we're going to again be here for 3 minutes. We're just going to allow the body to relax. And just notice what happens to the legs as you allow yourself to surrender. Maybe the leg falls in or falls out. That's okay. I want you to feel the lines of tension. Bring the awareness to the pelvic floor. Notice the difference between left and right. I want you to notice where you feel the tension. Relax your shoulders. Try to allow the weight of your upper body to gently pull the spine, decompressing in between each and every vertebra as you allow yourself to relax. Notice the hips. Can you be soft in your hips? Paying attention to your joints, making sure you're not
feeling any pain anywhere in your body. Just practicing with softness, allowing however much you believe you're letting go. I want you to scan your body and find that last little bit of tension. Try to relax into it. And if you are sitting at your edge, resting into your own discomfort, I want you to find the peace in that space. Find that space between your thoughts where there is some silence. Find equanimity right in that space. Try to let go of any urges to push or to pull. You have 1 minute left. What can you let go of as you allow yourself to surrender? Releasing through the backside of the body, releasing through the pelvic floor, letting go of gripping, letting go of the hamstrings on the back of your leg. And then starting to take the first of 3 long, deep breaths, breathing all the way down through the leg as though you can reach your toes, and exhaling, taking all the tension and breathing it away. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. And after your final exhalation, you're going to bring a little bit of energy back into your fingers. You're going to very, very gently press the fingers into the floor, very slowly walk the hands back in, coming back up to a seated position. And here we're going to bring the arms around that left leg. If you've been up on the bolster, you can release both legs out in front of you. And we take 1 last free butt massage, 2 for this class, like a bonus. Roll the legs to the left and to the right, and make whatever little adjustments you need to so that you get just the right part of your glutes. The saddle is quite a deep stretch. And we do often combine that one with a back bend, so with leaning back. But for this, we were getting a little deeper into the pelvic floor. So slowing it down and then coming back to the center. So the part of the class where we are doing active poses is now over, and I would encourage you to take a nice savasana. It is one of the nicest things to do, to use a little eye pillow and a blanket and to just relax for 10 or 15 minutes while the last of your playlist plays out, and allow yourself to really get into a nice deep relaxation. No tension, no more reaching into the tension in your body, but just letting everything go. And I do hope that you have enjoyed this live stream. We will do another next week, so you're very welcome to join again. Thank you.